Hi you guys, welcome to the Rubber Room. I'm Chris Colley. I'm in Rochester Hills, Michigan. It's rainy and kind of gloomy here today. Your typical Monday, I suppose, during this coronavirus season. A lot of things have changed since I was here on Saturday with you sharing, and I think that we're all kind of in our houses for a while. People are working from home, children are home from schools, restaurants and pubs have closed except for carry out and drive-through services. So I hope that you were lucky enough to get your hands on some toilet paper. I kept wondering what the deal was with the toilet paper, why everybody was stocking up on it, and I finally saw a newscast that said that one of the ingredients that goes into actually making the toilet paper came to us from China, and so they suspected that it would be hard to get that ingredient, so we wouldn't be able to make it. And wow, this whole thing has been such an eye-opener. I do hope that you are safe and healthy and do what you feel in your heart is right. Hi Sherry, hi Susie, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to do some things a little bit differently during this time, and I am going to continue to have my live classes if there are people that want to come to them. I will also be doing them to go. And for those of you who have never taken a to-go class, you get all of your supplies all cut and prepped. So you would get the same thing that you would get in your little bag of goodies when you come to the Rubber Room. They can be picked up on my porch, or I can add an additional charge for shipping and have them come to you that way. Hi Diane, thanks for tuning in. So you can do either option with a porch pickup or a mail. I will share with you what my classes are before. So I have a class coming up on Thursday, which is my regular card class. And I will be mailing that out. It will be ready to go on Thursday. And I will give you a link for a YouTube video that's private just for the people taking the class. And I will share with you how to make your cards there. So if you don't want to venture out of your house and be exposed to germs and the other things that are going on around us, a to-go option is really a great option for you. And if you are a to-go virgin, which means you've never had an opportunity to order one of my classes to go, I will include a $5 off coupon in the first class that you order. So, and I am going to try and come on and do lives, maybe shorter lives more often throughout the week, so that if you are shut in, you have some great things to watch on Facebook and some creative inspiration, and hopefully some things that you'll want to make also. That will, being creative, I think, is an outlet that is a stress reliever for a lot of people, and so it might be something that you really need to do during this time. I also will be starting a card shower on my personal page. So if you follow me on my personal page, I will also include it on my business and my Stamping Friends pages also. And there will be a different focus each day. Hi Marianne, thanks for tuning in. There'll be a different focus each day for us to send cards to. And I think that that's something that we really should be aware of at this point. What we do is truly a blessing, and we have the ability to bless others with that. And I know that if you are making cards or receiving cards, you get a lot of pleasure from both. And so I'm going to encourage people to participate in the card shower. And if you don't have cards, I will mail them to you so you can send out some beautiful handmade cards. And I just want to reiterate, everybody, that you just need to, hi Monica, thanks for tuning in, just relax and try to get in a groove where you feel comfortable sort of riding out the storm. So I like to do things like tea my favorite mug. It's the little things that are really going to make a difference when we take some time out to do things like meditate. You know, those kinds of things that bring us a little bit of inner peace as we're going through our days. There's a ton of crazy going on out there. So I hope you'll tune in here often for some creativity and some inspiration. So I'm going to turn you down. We're going to make this great little box today. This was inspired by Wendy Cranford, who's another demonstrator, and it's super quick and super easy to make. And I have some neighbors who have 4 children, and I'm going to put a little 6-pack of these in her mailbox for her, so it will keep her little ones entertained for a bit. So I'm going to turn you all down right now, and we'll get started. Hold on. We'll turn some lights on and flip you down. Let me see where I am. Okay, so I want to be about here. I'm going to let you look. These are my directions for the size of my box. So it's 2 pieces of paper that you're going to need to cut, and they're both going to be 5 inches by 4 inches. And I used Daffodil Delight. So I took 2 pieces of Daffodil Delight and cut them to 5 inches by 4 inches. My lid is scored on all 4 sides at 1 inch. And my bottom is scored on all 4 sides at 1 1/16 of an inch. This is going to make my bottom just a little tiny bit smaller so that my lid will easily go on and off. Okay? And I will post a picture of this when I'm done with the dimensions for you. Now this little bunny came from the Welcome Easter stamp set. So you get all of these great little creatures. There's a lamb. They're not creatures. These great little animals. There's a cute little bunny. I love his teeth. And those big feet. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so cute to play with. And then there's a lamb over here, the little bow, and then a little chick. And it has some great little pieces. There's flowers and leaves, even some grass. I know I need grass a lot and go off in search of it. And then, of course, there's a little tiny bumblebee there. And you have Welcome to the World little one, so you could use it for a baby. It doesn't have to be for Easter, but you do have Happy Easter and have a wonderful Easter. And then Sweet Friend. I love that Sweet Friend saying. I think that has a lot of different options for it. And for the egg here, I used this stamp set. It's called Dino Days Bundle. And it's in our annual catalog, but it has these great framelits that go along with it. It's a really cute stamp set with all the dinosaurs and stuff, but this is one of the framelits that are in it. So I cut 2 of these out of Whisper White cardstock. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start. And I did, when I did this card for my class, I actually had both pieces of paper already cut and scored. But what I did was I wrote top on the piece that was scored at 1 inch, because the top, if you remember, the lid is scored at 1 inch all the way around, and the bottom is at 1 1/16. So I wrote top on it so my customers and downline wouldn't have a problem knowing which was the top and which was the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my oval and I'm going to cut a hole right in the top of my box using that framelit. So let's get my big shot in here. And I'm just going to use my magnetic platform with 1 clear piece. And I know I saw Sherry on here, and Sherry, I promise you that the next live I will have new plastic pieces. You guys take pity on me. it really does not take long for them to look like this. So I'm gonna put my other clear piece on top of it, and then I'm just gonna run it through my Big Shot. And what I've tried to do is center it right in the middle of my box, or the lid for my box. Got some crapola on my Big Shot. Doesn't deserve to be treated like that, does he? We'll just push these. I always like to put my plates together and through my Big Shot, and that kind of keeps it from warping and bubbling up in the middle. So I like to store it that way. I think Sherry's the one who told me that. Okay, so now I've taken this off and popped my little circle out, and I tried to strategically do this so that the word top would be cut out when we did that. Okay, so we're just going to take our bone folder and give a good crease on all these pre-scored lines. I have some good things coming up for you guys this week. I'm excited about it. And I'm going to burnish the score lines on the bottom of my box too. My son is home from college, and my husband teaches at a college, so I did a little Zoom training with him today. So I have lots going on at my house, and we'll be retreating to my stamping oasis, known as the rubber room, often during the quarantine period. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut on these score lines up that 1 inch, and then kind of just miter my corners. And it doesn't matter if you cut the long side or the short side, but you want to do it on both ends the same way. So if you wanted to cut the long side, you wanted to cut it long side here and here. I always like to cut my short side, just because if I make a habit of it, then it doesn't become an issue for me, and then I have to think, do I want the long side, do I want the short side? So I always just do the short side. And I'm going to do the same thing here, but before I do it on here, I'm actually going to take this little piece of window sheet, and this window sheet is 2 7/8 by 1 7/8. And what I'm going to do is just take my pick tool here, and these are some glue dots that came from my paper pumpkin. They're a little bit smaller than our glue dots, so I'm going to use those on here, but if you have our regular glue dots, those work just as well. So I'm just going to pop these off. I sometimes like to use these littler ones from my paper pumpkin kit, and I hate to waste anything, so pop the lid off that one and kept my little circle. Okay, we'll set those aside and just peel the backing off them. And I'm going to center this right in the middle of the top of my box. Okay, so you can see how easy that was to do because my box lid is still a flat piece. And again, I'm just going to trim up these pieces and miter them a little bit. I'm going to use some tear and tape to put my box together today, but you can use whatever adhesive you like. I know some demos are still hoarding a stash of oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name of it now, but the really strong adhesive. Some of you like the green glue that you can use. I'm just going to use tear and tape. It's very quick and easy to use. So I'm going to turn my box over so the top of my box is facing up. And I'm just going to put a strip of tear and tape on the outside edges. So all of those little tabs I just cut and mitered, I'm putting tear tape on. And then I'm just going to peel the back off this. And tape it together. So this box is gonna go together real quick, real easy. And because it's a 4x5 measurement, you can get 2 boxes out of 1 piece of cardstock. This is a great little package that you could use for the Choose Kindness class also. So if you wanted to go out and do REKs, this is a great box for that. I know Debbie likes to take something from the nurses at the hospital whenever her husband goes in for treatment. This is a really quick and easy one that would work for that too. Now I'm going to take the bottom of my box and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay it flat and just put tear tape on the outside edges of all 4 of those tabs. Okay, and I have already cut the egg part for you, but we are going to do a fancy cut on the little chick there. So we're going to stamp him in some tuxedo ink and then color him real quick and do a fussy cut for him. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like cutting. It's kind of one of those jobs I can do when I'm sitting in front of the TV or at a doctor's office or anything like that, where I'm just kind of waiting. Sometimes my husband likes me to watch TV with them, so I can cut while I'm doing that. So I have this great little piece of paper here. And we're just gonna stamp, get them inked up really good. There we go. And I'm gonna let that ink dry for just a minute. We'll move him over here. Put my trash in there. And this is my Daffodil Delight ink, and I'm just gonna take one little piece of my egg here. And I'm going to stamp my little hello. And this is a good one. You could use Sweet Friend on here if you wanted to. Lots of different options for what you might want to stamp in there. Okay, so that's our stamping. We'll put this little guy away. And I have my Daffodil Delight blends, and this is my Cajun Craze blend. It's light, and I'm actually going to use that. I'm going to use my nub end because these are kind of smaller spots that I want to get into. So I'm going to do his nose and his little feet. Aren't those feet the cutest? Yeah, and his little beak there. Okay, I think coloring is one of those things that's kind of therapeutic also. I'm just gonna, this is my Daffodil Delight light blends. So I'm just gonna go in and color the little ducky with the light first. And then I'm gonna go back and just add a little bit of shading with my dark, and I'm just gonna do that. I think again I'll use my nub end and just do that right in there. There we go. So just a tiny bit of shading, and I think I'll do some up there by his hair too. Just a little line up there for him. Okay, and then I'm just going to do some fussy cutting, and your fussy cutting doesn't have to be really true to the I think it's a 1/16 of an inch of white that the dyes leave. I don't pay so much attention to it when I'm fussy cutting because we're gonna, especially with this one, because we're gonna put it right on some white cardstock. So you're not really gonna notice that little bit of white that you leave on there, or if you've trimmed too close. So, and we're gonna put a little Twix bar in here. But you could put mini eggs in it. I put a little Reese's egg in one. So you can really put a pack of gum in there. Any kind of treat that you wanted to, you can put in there. And we all enjoy treats. I don't think it will hold a hard-boiled egg, though. But definitely a little bag of jelly beans or M&Ms, and just want to be sure at this point that all of our treats are wrapped and in serving sizes. We definitely don't want to be sharing those. I put a big thing of Clorox wipes on my table. Everybody's space has their own individual hand sanitizer with it. So we're taking all the precautions we can here in the rubber room to stay healthy and not spread anything that might be going on. I did see something today that they said they were going to recommend not holding events with 10 or more people. Things are canceling right and left, but I, for one, am going to make the most of being shut in and be crafty and share my happy with you guys. I'm excited about it. Okay, so let's see. I think that we are ready. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my bunny. And my bunny is really a chick and not a bunny at all. But you definitely could use a bunny here without a problem. And then I'm going to take some little white shreddy and put it in my box. You don't have to be as messy as I am. I guess I'm kind of picky that way, huh? Okay, so we're just going to put the Twix bar in there on top of our shreddy. And then I'm just going to take some, and you can use your tear tape here if you wanted to, or you can just use your snail. I'm just using snail. So I'm going to put this at the top of my box, and what I'm going to do is, in fact, I'll take my lid off. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down as far as it will go without the corners of the top of my box showing. So you can see back here, those corners are not showing. So what I don't want to do is put it way up here like this, so you can see these corners down there showing. So for the bottom and the top of the box, I'm just gonna use the corners of my box as my guide. Okay, so you can see that that yellow part of my box is not sticking out. Okay? And there you go. Super quick and easy. So if you guys want to order these things, again, I used the dies from the Dino Days bundle and the Welcome Easter stamp set. This is in the mini catalog. And it's the Occasions mini catalog that goes until the end of June. And when you spend $50 through the end of the month, you still get your celebration items. So you can find me at rubberroom.stampinup.net. And our hostess code for this month is CJXVFXYG. And I will put that hostess code on my page also for you guys. So let me just flip you up so I can say goodbye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Michelle, I hope it's really, really warm in Florida. I am very jealous. Hi, Denise. Thanks for watching. Susan, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I like crafting with you. And like I said, I will be popping on and off throughout the weeks now that we are stuck inside. And I hope to see you back here real soon. Have a great night. Bye-bye.